All right, hello everyone. Um, this is Numero Gaijin here. I don't normally do a lot of videos, but I'm making this video to help out anyone who has purchased or is thinking about purchasing any of the GamRombo controllers, whether it be from Amazon or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Okay, so long story short, let me jump into it because I'm trying to make this short, sweet, and straight to the point. Um, Originally, on my PlayStation 5, I bought two controllers that came with it. Throughout, let's see, maybe maybe about 5 or 6 months ago, something like that, they started to have issues with stick drift. Um, and so during that particular process of time, I was able to learn through YouTube University how to fix the controllers. So I was fixing them every single time I had stick drift and whatnot. And so what ended up happening was one of the pieces on the inside that is soldered to the actual board tore off, which was the green piece of the inside of the analog. Those who fix controllers know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you're unfamiliar with that, don't even worry about that. But in any case, that thing broke off on both of them, ironically around the same time. And so what ended up happening was I wanted to play and I was out of options and I didn't want to spend $70 for a controller, $74 for a PlayStation 5 dual sense controller. I'm not talking about like the big boy, not the dual sense Edge, but the regular dual sense controller. So I looked online for alternative options, did my research, found a GamRombo wireless controller, and it said it can connect to PlayStation 5 systems, and you'll be able to play PlayStation 5 games. And also in that same review, I saw somebody said that, oh, it only connects to PS4, but upon further, looking at a lot of the other reviews, it turns out it does connect to PlayStation 5. So I bought the controller, got the controller just fine. Follow the instructions, which for whenever you connect it to a PlayStation 4 game is real easy. PlayStation 5, the instructions were not as great, so I had to mess around with that to figure that out. Okay, so I was playing and everything was all right in the world, I was able to use it as such. And then one day, Sony did an update earlier this month uh, to the controllers. They updated the controllers. And so when they did that, um, instead of the controller lighting up red for me, which shows that it is able to connect to the PlayStation 5 via the dongle piece that comes with it, it lit up green and it would not allow me to move or do anything. Now, if I connected wired to the PlayStation 5, I could play, but I could not play PS5 games. I could only play PS4 games only because it'll pop up the little error message saying that, hey, this is not a PS5 controller, so you can't, you know, this is a required feature of blah blah, whatever. So I wasn't able to play any PlayStation 5 games, which sucked. So what I ended up doing was I called Sony up. I know it's not their controller, but I had other questions in mind. So I called them up and I asked them about like what's going on with something like that in the situation that I was dealing with. And they said that what kind of controller do you have? So I told them what I have. They said, oh, because it's a third party controller, you are not guaranteed compatibility on any update that Sony makes to their controller or the system. So there's a chance you get locked out, which is what happened. It lost compatibility. It was no longer able to connect because every time I tried to connect to it, it showed up, it would light up green, which means it lost connection. So what I ended up having to do was I had to find a way because I spent like 2 days researching, looking up ways to make it work, and I found nothing anywhere. And even when I went to the GamRombo website, there is no support there whatsoever. There was a link that said something about update, but that link died a long time ago, obviously. So it did not work, and it's riddled with like icons and all kinds of pop-ups and all kinds of stuff like that. So it wasn't worth it. So when it sends you to Manuals Plus or whatever that name of that site is, it doesn't work. That site is useless, utterly useless. For this particular purpose anyway, not for all purposes, but for this one. So after conversing with a friend of mine, we ended up coming to a solution. We found a workaround that actually works. I tested it. It was a theory at first, but then I tested it out and it actually works. I'm going to teach you and tell you how I did it. If you have any questions or comments, I will have my email address in the description below the video. You can just email me whatever questions like, hey, I'm having issues with this, or you can, I would prefer you probably leave a comment and whatnot, and I address those comments as we go. Um, okay, so first and foremost, the very first thing you got to do is um, you're going to go to PlayStation.com. Okay, go to PlayStation.com. Me personally, I'll just tell you what I did. Some a couple of these things may not be necessary, but I'm gonna tell you what I did and how I did it. So I went to PlayStation.com, right? On PlayStation.com, you will see at the very top hand, top right of the screen, you will see. I logged into my actual PlayStation account. Okay, in the upper right hand corner, you will see the magnifying glass. It's the search bar. So you're gonna click on the search bar. You're gonna type in remote play. Okay. Once you type in remote play in there, you will see um, some headings that pop up, right? And it's going to say top results, and it's going to say hardware and services, games, and then it's going to say features. You're going to click on features. Once you click on features, you're going to go down and you're going to select the first option that you see right there, which is say remote play. So click on remote play, and once you get to the screen, you can go down. I chose to do mine on the PC. I did not want to use my phone, but you can also use your phone. I've tested both ways and they both work. The phone works too as well. But I opted not to use the phone because I didn't want my phone to be tied up in anything gaming just in case if I get like a phone call or something like that interrupts. So I connected to my computer, my laptop. It works the same on desktop. So what I would do is I could continue to scroll down in the remote play option and then go down to a section. It should say which devices are compatible. Should be in all black with white writing. Okay, which devices are compatible. Then you're gonna go down and you're gonna see the several different devices that is compatible with, which would be like PlayStation Portal, iPhone, iPad, Android voices, in Windows, PC, and Mac. You're gonna scroll down until you see the orange Windows, PC, and Mac download button. Do not click on the white one that says using PlayStation controllers on PC and Mac. Don't even worry about that. It is 100% totally unnecessary option. Okay? Go down to PC, Windows, PC, and Mac download. Once you click on that button, it's going to send you to the PlayStation Remote download site. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna download the PlayStation Remote Play to your PC. Once that gets finished downloading, then what you need to do is you need to install the PlayStation Remote Play on your computer. Okay. All right. Once you get that installed, the next step that you're going to do is even before you actually run the PlayStation Remote Play, you're going to turn on your PS5. You must have your PlayStation 5 original controller to make this work. Okay. So you're gonna turn it on and you're gonna log into your PlayStation 5. My controller still allow me to log on. It's just the right analog that's messed up, so I can still use it in the menus. Once you log into your PlayStation 5, you're gonna go to settings, right? In the upper right hand corner next to your profile picture or your profile thing. You're gonna go to settings. You're gonna go all the way down in the settings menu, all the way down to system. Okay. And then in system, you're gonna go and scroll all the way down to remote play. And you're gonna click remote play. And then you're going to click the very topmost one that says enable remote play. Once you click on that, you're gonna see a list of accounts. And you're gonna see like a dial that's turned to the left. Left means off in this case. You're gonna make sure that you click on all the accounts that you want to have access to remote play on your system. And then you're gonna, click them to make sure that the dial goes to the right. So that signifies that it's on. Once it's on all the accounts that you want to have access to remote play to be able to play using your GamRombo controller, then you're done. It's all you have to do. But make sure that you do not log out the system because every time that you use this method, you're going to have to make sure the PlayStation 5 is on and logged into the account in which you want to use remote play with. Okay, that's the foremost. So once that's done, you can drop that controller back on down. All right, and then what you want to do is you want to take I don't know if the GamRombo controllers come with a wired connection or not. I don't remember because I got mine a long time ago. I just used like whatever USB-C hookup I had. I just used whatever I had, so it worked for me. So um, you're gonna plug that into your PC. Okay, so you're gonna connect your controller, your wireless GamRombo controller to your computer wired. Okay, it must be wired. Do not try to connect to your PC via wireless. It will not allow you to play PlayStation 5 games. Now, um, if you just want to play PlayStation 4, then yeah, that's fine. Whatever. All day, have at it. You don't even need to even use this method if you're just trying to play a PS4 game. This is only for people that want to play PlayStation 5 games on a PlayStation 5 system, obviously. Now, once you connect to it wired, then do not hit or click on any other things that pop up on your PC that says, "Hey, now you can click on this. Now you connect to the PC through that. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. I'll let you know what to do because once you do that, it should light up. For me, my controller, my Rombo controller, which is the RH419 model, but like I said, it should work for all models. Once I did that, mine lit up blue. Okay, but then what you want to do is you want to go to the PlayStation Remote app. Once you double click in there, make sure in the PlayStation Remote Play app, you're going to see in your bottom left hand side of the screen, you're going to see two icons. You're going to see one that looks like a wheel, which is the settings, and then you're going to see another one that looks like a black controller, right? That's the one you want to do. You want to hit where it says if you highlight it, it should say about controllers, as if you highlight it. But if all you need to do is click on that, and it's going to say using your wireless controller for PS5 or PlayStation 4, connect your controller to the computer using a USB cable. All you got to do for this one, just press OK. And then you're going to connect, you're going to log in and you're going to connect to your to the profile in which you want to use, right? So once you connect to the profile that you want to use, then it's going to show up on your screen. If your PlayStation 5 is connected to your TV screen, you shouldn't have any problems. You're gonna see it on your TV screen. You don't have to look at your computer. You're not playing on your computer. I mean, you are, but you aren't. You can still play using, you still look at the screen on your TV as normal. It's going to say, connecting or checking network or whatever, and it's going to connect you to uh, your PlayStation 5 via the wire connection. So once that's done, just test your control out to see if you can move. If you're moving just fine, cool, then yeah, hey, you're in there. But what I would do is I would click on a PlayStation 5 game to see if it allows you to bypass that security blanket that always pops up and says, "Hey, you can't play with this controller using this," you know. And you should be fine. You should be in the game. So I'm gonna go over the pros and cons of this, okay, and what to watch out for. Pay very close attention to this. The pros, it works. That's it. That's the pro. It works. Um, so happy gaming. Now the cons. One, in my setup, my PlayStation 5 is completely wired up to the Ethernet. And I just so happen to be in the same room as that. My laptop does not have an Ethernet port. So unfortunately for me, I have to use Wi-Fi to connect my laptop, but the Wi-Fi box is in the same room as my laptop, so it doesn't really matter. It works out for me. Hey, go me. Um, so the connectivity at some point, every now and again, because it's connected via remote play or and whatnot, occasionally it will go out. Okay. And once that happens, what you have to do is you must follow these same steps in order. You must click on that same black controller icon in the PlayStation remote, like, because it'll say an error or whatever, it'll say disconnect. Then you're gonna press OK, and then you're gonna go back, and then it's gonna go back to the PlayStation Remote app on your PC. What you need to do is use your mouse or whatever you have to click on the black PlayStation controller icon that says about controller again, and then you want to click back on your name of your account, which should be in blue or whatever. And then it's going to do those same steps all over again. You must do that in order every single time. Otherwise, it will not work. You can't just go back in there and click on and click into your account and then voila, your controller's back working. It doesn't work that way. At least not for me. I didn't have that experience. Maybe yours might be different. But that's a con because every now and again you never know when it could go out. It could be in the middle of a game, it could be in the middle, but otherwise, you shouldn't have any issues with lag or anything like that, or at least I didn't. Um, and I don't know if that may be just because of the remote play aspect of it or whatever. I mean, the fact that I'm like literally right next to the box, um, the internet box or whatever. But for me, that's how it works. Now, next thing, if your controller is already connected wirelessly, you can't do anything. Even if you connect it wired, it still is going to connect to your system via the PS4 like wavelength and whatnot. So what you got to do is on the back of your controller, there is a reset button. There's a small hole on the bottom right. You want to use like maybe a SIM card, like poker thing or whatever. Use that, reset the controller. Do not press the PlayStation button or whatever, and just plug it up wired that way, and then continue on the steps. That's the other thing you got to watch out for. Make sure you reset the controller because it will not work any other way. Um, All right, but that is the workaround for the GamRombo nonsense, and that works for me. If you have any questions or comments, please do not hesitate to ask. Just hit me up in the comment section, and I'll get back with you all. But yeah, that solves all of our issues. All right, thank you and peace. Make sure you share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. I'm just now starting out with YouTube. I have made videos in the past, but they were just like for testing purposes and just, me being silly. But otherwise, it hadn't been like a serious channel. But I'm starting to take it more seriously because I see a lot of people that need help with several different things and quirky things such as this. All right, with that being said, numero gaijin.